Today we're going to talk about beating lunchtime boredom. Many people come into my office and say, oh, I don't know what to have for lunch, so I end up going out all the time, getting burgers and fries, or I bring in peanut butter and jelly. And those choices are high in carbs, high in sugars, and no vegetables. So what I'd like to do today is introduce some ideas of simple things you can make at home, quick ideas that you can make maybe the night before or that morning, and increase the nutrition by adding more vegetables and variety. So people get tired of having sandwiches every day. Wraps are a great solution because if you're trying to eat lower carb, you can find a lower carb wrap easier sometimes than a lower carb bread that tastes good. There's different companies out on the market. What you're looking for is one that's going to have, like for instance, this wrap I'm going to use, it has 13 grams of carbs, but 7 grams of fiber. So what we do if you're counting carbs is subtract out the fiber to give you an idea of what part of the carbs will turn into sugar. So that means one of these wraps is going to only be 6 grams of carbs, which is like less than half a piece of bread. So that's about the size that it is. And today I'm going to do a vegetarian wrap. And we're going to start with the base of hummus. So we're going to spread that over about halfway over. And that's about 2 tablespoons, covers this well. And that gives a little something for the vegetables to hold on to. So this has some hummus, but we're going to layer on different vegetables. And so first I'm going to put actually edamame, which is soybeans, just to boost up the protein in this. And then some carrots, shredded carrots. And then I'm going to layer some cucumbers on here. And then spinach. Now you could use any leafy green. I'm just going to use spinach right in here now. And then all we have to do is roll it up or fold it over because the cucumbers are big. And then just going to cut this in half. So that looks pretty colorful. And that's going to be filling. And what I try to do is use a lot of reusable containers. So here's one that's really the size of a sandwich, but great for a wrap. So put in this container, which would help because it won't get smushed. A lot of people put sandwiches and wraps in baggies and they get pretty smushed. So this is a good container. So that's a vegetarian or actually a vegan wrap. If you wanted to keep the vegetarian but add some dairy, when you made the wrap, you can sprinkle on some feta cheese. Feta cheese is a good choice because it's salty, it's a strong cheese, so you don't need as much to get the flavor. So we could have sprinkled that on the wrap and then rolled it up, maybe about a tablespoon in there. And that's first lunch. The next wrap I'm going to make, still using a low carb wrap, so it's only about 8 grams of carbs, is a turkey wrap with some vegetables. Pretty simple. What's going to be a little bit different is actually you can make a spread. Besides using mayonnaise or cream cheese all the time, you can take mayonnaise or cream cheese and add a little bit of salsa to it. So this one's mayonnaise. I added just a little bit of salsa, and that's going to give it a lot more flavor. Then this is going to be turkey, so I'm going to add some turkey to it. And then the vegetables. So this time I'm adding some red peppers for color. Add a lot of fiber, vitamin C, good crunch, and they just look good. And then I'll add some carrots shredded up. And I just buy these already shredded. And then you can use any lettuce you want. You could use spinach again. You could use spinach. You could use, this is a leaf lettuce. You can use romaine. And then just like any wrap, you're going to just turn that around. And then you're going to cut it in half for ease of eating. want to put it in some containers so it doesn't get all mushed up before you eat it. At lunchtime, it's nice to have a fresh salad, but running out and getting it and getting back into the office in time can take a lot of time. So you can bake one the night before or the morning before work and bring it in. And what I thought to do today is make a Mexican type salad. And I'm going to make it two different ways. This recipe, it makes two salads. And the whole idea is to make it into a mason jar, but they said a wide mouth mason jar, which I really don't have. So I'm going to use this, but I'm also going to put it in a Tupperware container because I have this more at home. So the recipe's for two. And what you do when you make a jarred salad is to put the dressing on the bottom, and then you're going to put the lettuce on the top. And it's not going to let the lettuce get soggy. So then when you take a plate and turn it out at lunchtime, the dressing will be on top and your lettuce will still be fresh and crisp. So that's what we're going to do. So first part is the dressing. So if this is going to be a Mexican salad, I'm going to make a fiesta dressing. So I actually put 2 tablespoons of ranch dressing and then a tablespoon of salsa. And then I'm going to increase the nutrition by adding some plain yogurt. Some plain Greek yogurt, which is high in protein and low in carbs and has some fat but not a lot. So it's a good dressing, has a lot of flavor, but it's not just straight out of the bottle. I used a ranch dressing and then added these 2 things. So we're just going to take the dressing and split it between the 2 containers on the bottom. When you're having a salad, you think, oh, it's so healthy, but then I put a ton of dressing on it. So by adding a little bit of Greek yogurt to your dressing that you like, you make it more nutritious. You don't have to feel so bad about putting that on there. All right, after we put the dressing, then we put something else that's wet. So I have some grape tomatoes. Grape tomatoes are very, very sweet. So I cut them in half. There. The next thing would be some red peppers, and they're also chopped up. And for some protein, we're going to add some black beans. These are just beans from a can. You can cook your own black beans, but really simple, easy way is to buy canned black beans. And you want to rinse them, so you just put them into a colander and rinse them with cold water until it comes out clear. And that takes away around a third of the sodium from them. Next, we're going to add guacamole. You could make your own guacamole, or you could chop up some avocado. These are very convenient, nice little guacamole cups, or avocado cups. I'm going to split these between the 2. Again, you want most of the wet ingredients on the bottom. Now for some more protein. This is just cut up chicken or turkey or any kind of meat that you have left over. So you could make this at the end of a taco dinner night, just using what's left over from your tacos, and make a salad out of it. All right, the last thing is just the lettuce. So this you want to pile high, right? So this is romaine. You can use any kind of lettuce that you want. Trickier to get in the jar. And you can just take this to work. When you're ready to eat it, you can turn it upside down on a plate, and then you have all your dressing and all the good parts on that. This is for somebody who doesn't have a jar. You're still going to see some of the layers, and again, the salad won't get all soggy, and it'll be ready for you at lunchtime. Had fun looking around in the stores, and there are a lot more containers out in the market now you can use for your lunches. This one has little compartments that you can add, or you could just use it as is. So I'm packing a whole lunch here, so I have blueberries and I have some crackers. And now for the main course, I'm going to do tuna fish, but instead of making a sandwich or a wrap, I'm going to stuff it into these small sweet peppers. So these peppers are sweet, they're not spicy, and they provide little carriers for tuna fish, for instance. Here, I'll just stuff it like that. Again, low in carbs, and peppers are giving you fiber, vitamin C, and most people have trouble thinking of ways to have vegetables at lunch. So if you use the peppers as a carrier, then you're getting, maybe one more. Then you're getting, here's your protein, your vegetable, all in a real simple option. So if you're making tuna fish, or if you made it yesterday, just wake up, put them in peppers, and have a quick lunch. Many mornings, I don't know what to make for lunch, and I want to do it in a hurry. So I have some basic things I always have in my kitchen that I can put together for a quick lunch. And this is one of my favorite salads. So what I do, this is quinoa. You've heard of quinoa. Quinoa is like a grain. It looks like maybe couscous, but actually it's a seed. And when you cook it up, it is a great grain because it's high in protein and fiber, and it's very filling. So what I do is put a portion of the quinoa on one side of the plate, and then add whatever green you want, raw or cooked. This happens to be arugula, but you could use spinach or lettuce. And then I add a protein. So let's say I had chicken last night, or I had sauteed mushrooms one night, and then whatever I had left over, I could put the sauteed mushrooms or the chicken in here. Today I didn't have anything, so I often have hard-cooked eggs. You can make these yourself, or you could buy some. These I bought in a bag, already made, and here's just a regular hard-cooked egg, and I can just line it up. This is a pickled egg, so it's a beet pickled egg. Makes it very colorful and tastes good. That's a purplish egg. Put that in there. And then I want to add a little bit more vegetables. So here's some red peppers. And this is grated carrot. Sometimes I get these very large carrots. I'm not sure what to do with them. And I just grate them up in my food processor, and I can throw them in a salad. Now it needs something crunchy. So one thing I like to add are a nut or seed. This is a container I often take to work. Instead of filling it up every morning and having small little containers, I like to fill this up at the beginning of the week, and then I have some nuts and seeds to snack on during the week. These are pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are very high in protein and have a lot of fiber. These are roasted and salted, so they're going to add a nice crunch. So put those on top. Then you can take your favorite salad dressing, and it really helps to have little containers that you can put your salad dressing in. This is a sesame salad dressing. So I'm just going to pop this in so I know I have it. Whole lunch, one container. I hope you got some ideas today so that you can use these at home and plan and prep and pack some wonderful lunches this week.